Alright, so today for Foundation Friday, we're doing something a little bit different. I wanted to show you guys my kind of quick, lazy makeup. This is for running errands, what I do for foundation, and I also show you the rest of my face because it takes like 2 seconds. This is what I do if I'm just running out the door, want to look like I have my shit together. If I'm going to a doctor's appointment, going to run errands. I would say if I'm grocery shopping, but I never grocery shop. Team Amazon Fresh and Instacart. If I want to still look put together, but I want to do the most minimal makeup possible, this is a look that I do. This is what I most often wear. If I want like a step up from this, I actually filmed my everyday makeup routine or work appropriate makeup routine that is a little bit next level. This is like the bare minimum what I do. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I also tell you really quick how I do my hair and I show you my outfit. So if you're excited for this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Here we go. Alright, so basically I do minimal steps for every possible thing. Usually when I do this, I can get everything done in about 10 or 15 minutes, usually about 10. But one thing I always take the time to do is prep my skin because then whatever you put on top of it is just gonna look so much better. So I have already washed and moisturized my face using the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser and the CeraVe Daily Moisturizer. I'll have them both linked down below. But then just make sure my skin is super moisturized and ready. I go in with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Priming Spray. Is my mic on? I do about, I don't even know, 5-6 sprays, whatever covers my face, depending on how good my aim is that day. For my hair on lazy days, I almost always either put it in a ponytail or just throw it up into a super high bun, messy bun thing like this. And I literally just grab all of my hair, put one of those, what are those called? Like the scrunchy wrap things, the ponytails that I'll have them linked down below if I can find them on Amazon or something, but they're great for messy buns if you have a shit ton of hair. So I kind of just wrap that around, then pull out some pieces. So now that my face is looking nice and glowy and dewy, for foundation, the quickest foundation I find for me to apply is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. I've talked about this for years. I love this foundation. It gives you full coverage, super quick. I actually did the 10-minute makeup challenge a while ago, like a year or two ago, and I'm pretty sure I used this foundation in that video because it's just so quick to blend out and everything. This stick foundation is what I use if I still want that full coverage look. If I want something that looks way more natural and just glowy and less coverage, I'll go in with the CYO Long Lasting Life Proof Foundation. I feel like I have a ton of videos using this lately, so I'm going to switch it up and do my Makeup Forever today. So I'm going to start out with the shade Wide 215, and if I feel like I need to deepen it up a little bit, I'm going to use R330. I actually gave my mom this one, and she didn't like the smell of it. It does smell really bad. That's the one thing with this foundation, like, dude, Makeup Forever smells like a freaking fish market. So I literally just draw this thing on, and the key with this foundation for me is putting a lot on the first time around. I don't really like building it up, so I just totally draw this thing on. And I think I am going to need to darken this a little bit today, so I'm going to do 1 or 2 stripes of a dark one. And then to blend it out, I like to use the Sigma F82. I like this brush or an e.l.f. brush. I'll link it down below. And I actually don't like to apply any concealer under my eyes or anything when I do this, so I'm bringing this right underneath my eyes. I don't find that it creases really bad or anything, but if it does, since I'm not powdering, you can just tap it out throughout the day. And usually when I do this, I'm not trying to have like a super, you know, long-lasting thing. It's like I'm going to run errands or going to an appointment or whatever it is, so it doesn't need to last for hours on end. If I'm like really in a rush, I don't really do this in sections. I'll just put it all over my face at one time. And this foundation works pretty great for all skin types. When I had oily skin and would use this, I obviously wouldn't use like a dewy priming spray or anything. You could use an oil controlling primer or something underneath if you wanted to. And on my dry skin, it works great, doesn't emphasize my dryness at all, and gives you that dew. So I'm pulling this over my eyelids as well. And I like using this brush because it is a stiffer brush, so it just works really well with stick foundations. Alright, so since we got full coverage there, I don't need to go in with any concealer or anything. I like the look of no concealer under my eyes when I'm doing this kind of look because I find when you put concealer on, at least on my skin, with the powder and everything, it just looks kind of more done up versus if you just leave your skin looking like skin and your under eyes and stuff are still kind of coming through a little bit. It just looks a tiny bit more natural, if you will. So for brows, I do have permanent eyebrows on, which I have a whole video on, and I would highly recommend. I love my permanent brows. I know when I do makeup videos and stuff, I do like a full-on brow on top of it, but I love them for this reason. When I don't have any makeup on, my brows are on, and when I'm just doing minimal makeup like this, all I do is just go in with the Ulta Brow Gel, and sometimes I don't even do this, especially if I'm good about not getting my foundation over my brows. That's the only thing, is that since they're not actual hairs, if you get foundation over it, kind of covers it up, which is why I use this. But if you wanted to, you could just use a Q-tip to remove the foundation off, and then you wouldn't have to do anything to your brows. But I just find the permanent brows save so much time. And even when I do my full-on makeup, just because you already have the shape there, it's so much easier. I get mine done at Fine Line Studios, Carrie. She's amazing. She does such a great job. So that's all I do for brows. I just quickly take my Laura Geller powder on the areas I'm going to be putting blush and stuff, just so I don't have to worry about blending on top of this. This just saves time blending and everything, and that takes like 2 seconds. I need to clean this desk so bad. I've been on like a filming spree. Okay, for reals, where did I, oh, here it is. Right where it's supposed to be. So I take this brush. This was from the Amazon brush set. Did a whole video testing these. I love to use this for blush and bronzer lately. So I'm going to take the Physicians Formula bronzer, kind of just depending on how I mix the foundation shade. Like if I feel like it's a tiny bit too light, I'll go in with bronzer, but on most days I usually just use blush. But I'm just going to add a tiny bit today because I feel like I could have a little bit of warmth going on. And it's okay if it's not fully blended. I'm going to go in with the blush and blend everything together. I'm trying to do this at like the speed that I would do it normally, just so you guys can see. Obviously I'm talking and stuff, so it takes longer. So then I'm taking the Physicians Formula blush, Butter Blush in Rosy Pink, and just tapping this over. Again, I'm gonna blend it out with a different brush, so it's okay. Ooh, just got too much of that one. I'm gonna take that same powder blush and blend this out. I really like a light pink kind of blush like this on days when I do this kind of makeup, because it just gives you that really pretty flush. I would say most days when I do this, I almost always just do blush and highlight just because it's quick, but I always do a highlight, and I usually use the e.l.f. Illuminating Palette, that shade right there, the one I put pan on, because it just gives you this really natural glow and just looks really flattering on, and it's quick. It takes like 2 seconds to do highlight, so you're not really wasting a whole lot of time. So some days I'll just do my face. I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like my eyes look better without any makeup on it than when I just do mascara. I just kind of go with whatever I'm feeling. My eyes have been really dry and kind of itchy from the Accutane, so some days I just don't even want to put any mascara on and deal with it. Usually if my eyelids are kind of sticky from putting the foundation over, I'll just take that same powder, whatever I used, and rub it over my eyelid just so it's not sticky there and so the mascara won't transfer up to my brow bone right here. If you want to, you could take your same bronzer shade if you used one and just throw this into the crease. It just blends out super easily and it adds a little bit of something to your eyes. So I'm going to use the Catrice Glam & Doll. When I'm full on doing my makeup, I like to layer this with the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but this on its own is great as well. I live in Seattle, so we get rain, as I'm sure you've heard. And this one doesn't run or anything in the rain. I don't think this is technically waterproof, but it doesn't actually run. Yeah, it doesn't say on here that it's waterproof, but again, I've never had issues with it really running. And when I do this, I kind of try and focus some of the mascara on just the outer lashes right here, so it makes your eyes look a little bit bigger. I don't usually like to do bottom mascara on these days because I feel like it just adds a little too much. I feel like it just looks more fresh without it. Especially since I didn't set my under eyes, I don't want the mascara to transfer down there. If I did put bottom mascara on, whenever I do this on camera, I'm thinking more about keeping my mouth closed than actually putting on the mascara. Now we're looking a little more awake. I'm just gonna go in with my lip product. This is what I use 99.9% of the time if I'm doing a look like this, or if I have no makeup on, I'm going out. This is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I've talked about this before in a monthly favorites video. I am almost out of this thing, this whole jar. It is such a beautiful, like light pink kind of color. It just gives you this really pretty plump kind of look. If you wanted it a little bit more light or nude, sometimes I'll just use my foundation brush and just brush it over my lips first and then put that on, and it gives it a really pretty like light pink kind of look. But because my lips are pretty dry right now, I don't want to do that, so this is what we're doing. Last step I do is just put on perfume, because I feel like if you smell good, then people think you have your life together. I'm just spraying the Stella McCartney what was this one called? Peony. I just sprayed that on my hand. That definitely wasn't my wrist. I think it's just called Stella. Can't remember. It smells so good. And it's a really nice like daytime one because it's just really fresh. Even if I'm just like running out the door, I usually always spray some kind of perfume on or body splash or something. So that is literally all I do. I feel like this is probably a hella fast video, but everything I used again will be linked down below in the description box. I'll show you guys a quick shot of my outfit, what I usually wear. I am headed to the post office right now, so that's what I'm wearing. This waffle print kind of long sleeve is from Abercrombie and it's the comfiest thing ever. I have this in 3 colors, like slouchy and loose, so you don't have to worry about, you know, wearing like a tight shirt or whatever. It's just really comfortable. And then I usually throw on some kind of vest or something. I have like different puffer vests, and this one is actually just from Walmart a couple years ago. I don't know if they still carry this, but I'll try and find something similar and link it down below, but it was like 15 bucks, I want to say. And I feel like it's really cute. Like you would never know this is from Walmart, and it has this really soft collar right here. And then my boots are Uggs. If you live anywhere where it rains or snows, these technically can be snow boots too. And I just feel like they're so cute. They're very wearable rain and snow boots. So that's my outfit. I'll throw on some kind of down coat because it's freezing and raining outside. And that's everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.